What if I told you that in just 90 days you could become a version of yourself so different, so elevated, that even you wouldn't recognize who you used to be? Not just some motivational theory, but real change. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you respond under pressure. What if 3 months from now, the you who delays, scrolls endlessly, second guesses everything, was gone, and in their place, a sharper mind, a stronger body, a focused builder, a finisher, a force? That's not a fantasy, that's a choice. And if you're truly ready to make the next 90 days the most disciplined, most focused, and most powerful season of your life, then don't just watch this video, study it, watch it again. Because this isn't about empty hype. This is a blueprint, real steps, real habits, real transformation. Let me say this clearly. This isn't a temporary motivational boost. This isn't about feeling good. This is war. A full-out battle against your old patterns, against your recycled excuses, against the identity that's kept you stuck. 90 days. One decision, go all in, or stay average. Here's the truth. 90 days isn't magic. It's math. 3 months of focused, relentless consistency is enough to rewire your identity, to turn small wins into unstoppable momentum, to elevate you above 99% of people who keep living on autopilot, telling themselves that one day is a strategy. But none of that happens unless you commit, unless you eliminate distractions, unless you destroy the escape routes and treat this moment like your final shot. You've said you're ready before, but now it's time to prove it. And if you're serious about this journey, hit that subscribe button right now, because I'll be here step by step guiding you through the entire transformation. These aren't surface level tricks. These are deep rewrites. And if you stay locked in, the person who walks out of this 90-day season won't just be improved, he'll be reborn. It all starts right here. You've got 90 days to flip the switch. This is where we burn the old playbook. Let's build a new one. Let's begin. When a man truly commits, he doesn't leave a way out. He doesn't keep a backup plan hidden in his pocket. He removes the exit. He makes failure impossible. And that decision, that real decision, it turns him into someone else. Not later, now. That's what it means to lock in for 90 days. Mentor-Dasher. Your life becomes laser focused. You build evidence every day that you're no longer the person you used to be. And your brain? It follows. There's psychology behind this. Real science. The mind operates on patterns, on repetition. Every action you take, it carves a path in your brain. Do it once, it's nothing. Twice, it remembers. Do it for 90 days straight without deviation, without excuse, without compromise. That becomes your identity. And once your identity shifts, you don't try anymore. You are. It becomes who you are to wake up early, who you are to go all in, who you are to choose growth every single time. Discipline over comfort. That's the code. That's the reason these 90 days matter, not because it gives you enough time to try something new, but because it gives you enough time to become someone new. Let's keep it real. This isn't hype. This is physics. Momentum. Most people, they never even get to feel what momentum really is. Why? Because they keep pressing reset. 3 days on, one skipped, a strong week, then they vanish for 2. They're always starting over, always chasing sparks, waiting for that hit of motivation. But motivation is a liar. Discipline. That's truth. Because discipline doesn't ask how you feel. It doesn't care if you're tired. It doesn't check the weather. It doesn't ask what your friends are doing. Discipline moves. And movement creates momentum. And once you catch momentum, that's when hard becomes automatic. Effort turns into rhythm. The grind turns into flow. That's when the man who restarts gets left behind. And the one who stays locked in, he rises. Because once your body adapts, once the mind sees proof, something clicks. You cross a threshold. And suddenly you're not pushing uphill anymore. The work starts pulling you forward. But to reach that shift, you've got to go through the tough part. The friction, the discomfort, the stage where it feels like nothing's working. That's the test most people fail. But that friction, that's the signal. Not a sign to quit, but a sign you're evolving. Think about it. Muscles don't grow without resistance. Skills don't sharpen without repetition. Identity doesn't shift without emotional tension. So when it gets tough, when your old patterns whisper, when can we stop? That's your edge. That's where most people fold. But not you. Because you've made a real decision, and real decisions aren't about comfort, they're about greatness. Discomfort is the price for the next level of you. You don't get to glide into transformation, you earn it, with energy, with effort, with daily discipline. But once it's yours, it's yours. That identity becomes your armor. That mindset becomes your engine. And from that point forward, everything changes. The man who locks in for 90 days doesn't just come out stronger. He trains his mind to obey purpose, not emotion. He shows up even when no one's clapping. He rewrites the story from "I'm trying" to "I am." So now here's the choice. Do you flirt with the idea of change, or do you become it? Because once you remove the exit, once you burn the bridge, you force your nervous system to adapt. Your environment begins to shift. Your habits bend to match the standard you just set. That's how transformation is built. Not in one day, in 90 consecutive ones. So stop waiting for the journey to feel smooth. It won't, and it's not supposed to. Discomfort is not a red light. It's green. It's your cue to lean in, to keep building, to keep showing up. Because 90 days from now, if you stay locked in, you won't just feel different. You'll be different. And the world won't recognize you. But more importantly, neither will the version of you that used to settle. There comes a moment in every real transformation where you stop asking, what should I do? And you start commanding, what must be done? This is that moment. The first steps laid the foundation. They sparked the fire. Now we build the furnace. We create a structure so focused, so unbreakable, that failure becomes harder than success. Introducing the 90-day lock-in blueprint. A system built on 4 non-negotiable daily actions. Each one is a pillar. Each one targets a different part of you. And together, they forge the next version of your identity. When practiced together day after day, these 4 pillars forge a version of you that's sharper, stronger, and more dangerous than anything you've ever been. Let's break it down, one by one. This is how you become unshakable. Pillar 1, mind. Upgrade the software. You cannot outperform the quality of your thoughts. So for the next 90 days, you will spend 1 full hour every single day feeding your mind on purpose. This isn't background noise. This isn't feel-good fluff. This is focused input, deliberate elevation. Read powerful books. Reflect deeply on your behavior, your thoughts, your patterns. Write, think, question, journal insights. Declare affirmations. Refine your goals. This is your mental gym. This is where you install high-performance software into your brain. Why does this matter? Because the average person runs on mental autopilot, consuming garbage content, scrolling endlessly, getting buried in opinions, negativity, and distraction. But not you. Not anymore. From now on, your mind becomes your primary weapon. Choose material that challenges you. Write things that stretch your thinking. Reflect on why you do what you do and who you're becoming while you do it. 1 intentional hour a day doesn't just upgrade your thinking. It rewires your identity. You'll start to speak with power. You'll move with clarity. You'll think strategically. Why? Because your mind isn't running on junk anymore. It's running on purpose. Pillar 2, body. Build the machine that carries the mission. The body fuels the mind, and the mind commands the body. So every day you train, minimum 30 minutes, ideal up to 60. The method doesn't matter. Run, lift, climb, box, stretch, walk hills. Just move. This isn't about looking a certain way. This is about building discipline, generating energy, and sharpening your edge. Your body is the base of your focus. If it's weak, your mind slips, your drive drops, your clarity cracks. You don't need a gym. You don't need a playlist. You don't need fancy equipment. You need commitment. You need daily sweat. Push through pain. Build tolerance. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Because every drop of sweat is a vote for your future self. A reminder, I do not negotiate with weakness. And soon your body won't just carry your weight. It'll carry your standards. Pillar 3, mission. Build what they can't see yet. Every single day you work on your mission for a minimum of 90 minutes. No distractions. No phone. No scrolling. Just deep, focused, purposeful work. This is where most people fall short. They let the day control them. You won't. Whether you're building a business, writing a book, learning a skill, or chasing a dream, you give it your best hour and a half every single day. And if you don't know what your mission is yet, then your mission is to find it. Read, journal, explore, test, but start building something. Clarity will come. Why 90 minutes? Because most people don't even give their goals 90 minutes a week, and then wonder why nothing changes. But you you're clocking 105 hours in just 70 days. That's a part-time job invested in your own greatness. This becomes your edge. This is where the invisible becomes inevitable. You build what no one else sees, until they feel it when you arrive. Pillar 4, stillness. Own your inner space. If your mind is never still, your potential will never be clear. So every day for 10 to 20 minutes, you enter stillness. No phone, no noise, no input, no talking. Just you, your breath, and your presence. This isn't wasted time. It's mental sharpening. This is where the chaos settles, where ideas take shape, where stress dissolves, where alignment happens. It's your daily reset, your mental detox, your focus recharged. Stillness brings you back into yourself and back into power. These 4 pillars, mind, body, mission, stillness, practice daily for 90 days. They don't just improve you, they rebuild you. This is the structure. This is the blueprint. This is where the old you gets buried and the new one rises. You can sit in meditation, you can walk in silence, you can lie on the floor and breathe deeply. The method doesn't matter. What matters is this: you disconnect from the noise and you reconnect to your mission. See, most people are addicted to stimulation. Their thoughts, not even theirs. They're just a loop of everyone else's opinions, voices, and fears. But you're breaking that cycle. You're training something rare: presence. Because presence creates clarity. And clarity, that's where your power begins. Let's go deeper. Most people think being productive means doing more. More input, more motion, more hustle. But the elite, they know the secret. Stillness isn't the opposite of work. It's the foundation of intelligent execution. You've got to give your mind the room to think, to reset, to breathe. Stillness isn't doing nothing. It's alignment. It's recovery. It's where your nervous system relaxes, your vision clears, and your obsession becomes laser focused. So sit, breathe. No phone, no music, no scrolling. Just you, your thoughts, your breath. Yes, it will feel uncomfortable at first. That's good. That's detox. That's clarity, waking up. Let your thoughts rise. Let them fall. You're not here to control the noise. You're here to witness it fade. Do this for 10 to 20 minutes daily, and watch your focus multiply like compound interest. Pillar 5, no negotiation. The rule of the unstoppable. This right here, this is where talk ends. This is where transformation begins. No negotiation means you do what you said you would do, no matter what. No bargaining. No just for today. No I'll do more tomorrow. This is your internal contract. You signed it the moment you committed to this 90-day sprint. And from that point on, there is no escape hatch. Because here's what most don't get. Success isn't about talent. It's not about luck. It's about whether or not you negotiate with yourself. Most people start strong, but when things get uncomfortable, they start making deals with their weakness. I'll skip today. I've done enough. Tomorrow I'll go harder. And bit by bit, they break their own identity. They teach their brain my word doesn't mean anything. But not you. You keep showing up when it's hard, when it's boring, when it's inconvenient. Especially when it's inconvenient. That's when the shift happens. That's when the future version of you starts to believe you're real. No negotiation doesn't mean you're perfect. It means you never quit. You miss a workout, you make it up. You miss a deep work block, you stay late and crush it. You don't excuse it. You counterattack. You will not let yourself go soft. Not now. Not here. Because discomfort is the price of the next version of you. Let me say that again. Discomfort is the price, and you pay that price daily. So if this hits home, if this line just punched you in the soul, hit that like button. Smash subscribe. This is how you lock in. This is how you rise. If you follow this structure, if you honor these pillars, your life can't not change. Your mind sharpens. Your decisions accelerate. Your body becomes a vessel for power. You stop chasing and start building. You don't overthink. You execute. You don't hope. You move. Your presence becomes undeniable. Because you've trained stillness. You've trained focus. You've trained discipline into your identity. You're no longer trying to be this person. You are this person. That's the whole point of the 90-day lock-in. Not to tick boxes, but to become someone who doesn't need reminders anymore. The old you? He negotiated with fear, with comfort, with doubt. The new you has one rule: no negotiation. Because when you're truly serious about transformation, you make decisions today that you don't revisit tomorrow. That's a 90-day decision. And it's how everything changes. You don't get to wake up every morning and decide again whether you're going to show up. That's how amateurs operate. That's how the old you used to think. The new you make the decision once and then you live inside that decision. You don't revisit it. You don't bargain with it. You become it. That's the secret to this phase. Certainty. You choose what gets cut and it stays cut. You don't change your mind because you're tired. You don't water it down because your friends don't get it. You don't let comfort renegotiate your standards. You made the call, and from that moment on, only discipline leads. What gets cut? 1. Distractions. Gone. No more mindless scrolling. No more endless stimulation. No more consuming content that keeps you entertained but empty. If it doesn't build you, it doesn't belong. Your environment is your battlefield. Every low-value input you allow in, it infects your clarity, your focus, your mission. So it's simple. If it doesn't multiply your mission, it doesn't make it into your day. 2. Gossip and drama. Gone. You're not available for small talk that keeps you small. Every conversation either sharpens your focus, deepens your clarity, or elevates your purpose. If it doesn't, it's stealing time and bleeding energy. Protect your energy like it's a vault. You cannot build something extraordinary while constantly being fractured by nonsense. 3. Alcohol. Cut it. Let's be honest, if your mind is serious about clarity, power, and growth, you've got no space for substances that dull your edge. Drinking isn't relief, it's regression. It fogs your clarity. It lowers your frequency. It robs your ability to make hard moves in clean silence. Cut it. Not forever, but for now, for this season. For this sprint into the next version of you. Dopamine detox. Reclaim your brain. Most people don't just crave distraction, they're chemically hooked to it. Quick hits, notifications, noise, novelty. Their brain's been hijacked by micro-stimulations. And until they detox, they keep chasing crumbs instead of building their kingdom. You reset. That means silence, boredom, stillness, discipline. This isn't about chasing dopamine. This is about retraining your brain to find satisfaction in hard focus, deep work, physical strain, quiet growth. Yes, it will feel uncomfortable at first. That's proof you're doing it right. Build a battlefield for growth. Your space matters. If your environment is chaotic, cluttered, overstimulated, you will fail. So change it. Clean it. Clear it. Sharpen it. Make it sacred. You're not designing a vibe. You're building a launch pad. Your space must remind you, this is where I go to win. No more working from bed. No more multitasking. No more background noise. Your space is now a structure. Silent, focused, intentional. And it's not just the physical space. Your mental space has to evolve too. That means boundaries, time protection, energy preservation. Delete the apps. Mute the group chats. Stop checking your phone every 5 minutes for no reason. Build a container where transformation happens. Nothing leaks in. Nothing leaks out. Because every time you let chaos back in, you're sending your brain one dangerous message. I don't really mean it. And when that thought takes root, discipline dies. But when you wake up and follow through, no matter how you feel, you send a different message. This is real. I'm serious. This version of me isn't a phase. It's permanent. And that's when everything shifts. You show up when it's boring, when it's quiet, when no one's cheering, no one's watching, and every part of you wants to quit. You still show up. Why? Because that's who you are now. This is how you rebuild your identity. Not with words, but with alignment. One act at a time. One choice at a time. Every move you make is a message sent to your subconscious. This is me now. Your mind, it doesn't need another dose of motivation. It needs orders. Stop checking how you feel before you move. Your mood is not your boss. Your emotions don't get a vote. If you let your feelings lead, your results will always be inconsistent. This is the season where you command yourself. You take your mind back. You rewire your thoughts to serve one thing. The vision, not fear, not cravings, not laziness, just the mission. So ask yourself right now, what are your non-negotiables? What's staying? What's getting cut for good? What gets your energy? And what never will again? Once you answer those questions, you lock it in. You live inside that answer. You don't revisit it. You don't water it down. You move. Because this isn't about discipline for the sake of discipline. This is about finally becoming the person who finishes, who closes the loop. Most people don't fail because they're weak. They fail because they're inconsistent. They start strong. They buy the planner. They get excited. They write goals. They binge motivational videos. But then what? The feeling fades, and so does the action. That's the problem. They rely on emotion. They wait to feel ready, wait to feel inspired, wait to feel something. But motivation is a mood, and moods are unstable. You cannot build a legendary life on a foundation that keeps shifting. So how do you stay consistent without motivation? You stop building from emotions, and you start building from identity. That starts now. With a weapon called identity anchoring, you stop acting like the version of you that got stuck, and start acting like the version of you who already broke through. Not later, not when results show up. Now, you don't wait to become disciplined. You are disciplined. You don't hope to get consistent. You live like consistency is your default setting. Why? Because behavior follows identity. If you see yourself as someone who always gives up, you'll keep quitting. But if you see yourself as someone who finishes, you'll keep showing up, especially when it's hard. Act from that identity every single day until your habits rewrite your self-image. This isn't faking it. This is becoming it. One decision at a time. Stop chasing goals. Start building systems. Set your goals once, then let them go. Don't obsess over the end. Obsess over the process. A goal is a destination. A system is the vehicle that gets you there. People don't fail because they lack goals. They fail because they lack a system that keeps them moving when it's hard. So what's your system? What do you do every morning without fail? What's your evening reset? What's your deep work block? What time do you train? When do you read? When do you track it? Your system should be so simple, so locked in, that there's no decision to make, no negotiation, no delay, no debate. You just execute. Track it or it didn't happen. Write this down: if I don't track it, it doesn't count. That's not motivational fluff. That's neurological truth. Your brain will lie to you. It will forget how many workouts you missed. It will convince you you're doing pretty good when you're slacking. But the page doesn't lie. The calendar doesn't lie. The scoreboard doesn't lie. Discipline over dopamine. Let's get something straight. Your brain will rewrite the story to protect your ego. But the numbers? They don't lie. The data doesn't care how you felt. If it's tracked, it happened. If it's not, it didn't. So build your scoreboard. A habit tracker, a wall calendar, sticky notes, whiteboard checklists. Make it visual. Why? Because the human brain craves momentum. It thrives off progress. Every check mark, every filled in box, that's dopamine. But this time, it's tied to discipline, not distraction. This is how you rewire the system. Every visible win builds confidence. Every day you show up adds clarity. And once you've got a streak running, you won't want to break it. You'll think twice before skipping that workout. You'll pause before crashing into bed without finishing deep work. Because now the cost is visible. And that awareness, that's your secret weapon. Build the ritual. Own the rhythm. Same wake-up time. Same morning flow. Same night wind down. This is ritual. Ritual builds rhythm. Rhythm builds momentum. And momentum? That's what makes effort feel natural. This isn't about forcing. It's about automating. It's about building a life where your habits run you, not the other way around. You want to lock in for 90 days? Here's the rule. Make the first hour and the last hour of your day sacred. No randomness, no negotiation, no digital noise. Mornings are for priming movement. Silence, reading, intention. Evenings are for reflecting, planning. Stillness, cutting stimulation. Bookend your day with structure. And the middle, it takes care of itself. And when the resistance hits, and it will, go back to your identity anchor. Ask yourself, what would the man I'm becoming do right now? Would he skip the habit, reach for his phone, let tiredness make the call? Or would he stand up, focus in, and do the thing anyway? That question alone will shift your entire path. Because the answer is always there. And the more you choose it, the more you become it. Discipline is not about perfection. It's about becoming unshakable. You don't ask if you'll do the work. You don't check how you feel. You just execute. Not because of motivation, but because that's who you are now. The 3 walls of transformation. You're gonna hit 3 walls during this 90-day lock-in. Not because you're weak, but because transformation demands resistance. No one steps into a new life without facing the shadows of their old one. The question isn't if it gets hard. It's will you keep going anyway? Wall #1. The fade days 7. 10. The first wall comes quick, somewhere between day 7 and day 10. The excitement fades, the novelty dies, the dopamine crash hits. Now it's just you. The work in the old version of you begging for comfort. Just one day off. You've earned a break. This is too much. That's not truth. That's your past identity whispering. This is your first real test. You don't fight this wall with hype. You don't shout affirmations. You don't make it dramatic. You fight it with silence, with action, with repetition. You walk through the wall one disciplined move at a time. Why is this wall so powerful? Because it reveals who you've been. All the patterns, all the coping mechanisms, all the invisible scripts that have kept you stuck. This is where the old you tries to drag you back. And this is where the new you gets forged. You don't need a speech. You don't need a mood. You just need to move. To do it anyway. To become unshakable. Because the wall isn't your enemy. It's your entrance into the next level. The final wall and the rebirth. You show up despite the resistance. You chip away at the old self. Every rep, every page, every focused work block. You're not just building discipline. You're building a new mind. And your old one, it feels that. That's why it fights back. That's how you know it's working. Then comes the second wall, around day 30. This one's different, sneaky, subtle. You're not in pain, you're just bored. The routine, repetitive. The grind, numb. No hype, no applause, no visible breakthrough. Just work. And this is where most people quit. Not because they're tired, but because they start doubting. Is this even working? Shouldn't I be further along? Maybe I need to switch it up. Understand this. The enemy at day 30 isn't failure. It's distraction. It's the urge to pivot, to tweak, to start something new, to abandon what's finally working because it doesn't feel exciting anymore. But listen closely. This is where greatness begins. In the boredom. In the silent discipline of showing up without a crowd. No hype, no noise. Just you and the schedule. But what you can't see is this. Under the surface, everything is shifting. Your brain is rewiring. Your focus is sharpening. Your emotional baseline is stabilizing. You're not becoming better through hype. You're becoming stronger through habit. Then day 60. You wake up and something's different. You're sharper, quieter. You speak less. You execute more. The habits, they don't feel like effort anymore. They feel like you. Your body responds. Your mind aligns. The resistance turns into rhythm. You're no longer chasing goals. You're living your standard. This is rebirth. And in that moment you know, I'm not who I was anymore. But the true shift, the one no one sees coming, the one that can't be faked, it arrives on day 90. This isn't hype. This isn't borrowed confidence. This is evidence. Your life looks different. Your decisions feel different. Your energy transformed. And you didn't get here because of applause, or followers, or validation. You got here by becoming someone else. Quietly, relentlessly, repetitively. And that's the kind of transformation that doesn't fade. It doesn't need to be posted. It doesn't need permission. It doesn't need praise. It's yours, because you earned it. Most people, they'll never make it here. Not because they can't, but because they didn't decide. They flirted with change. You committed to it. So when the resistance screams, lean in. When boredom numbs, stay locked in. When the shift begins, honor it. Because what's waiting for you on the other side of 90 days is the version of you they said didn't exist. And here's the final truth. You will want to quit. More than once. You'll hear that voice. It's too much. This isn't worth it. One missed day won't matter. Maybe later would be better. But that voice, that's not reason. That's resistance wearing a friendly face. This is the part no one warns you about. Not the schedule, not the workouts, not the late nights. The real war is inside. And when that war hits, when your mind starts negotiating, rationalizing, searching for an escape, you anchor yourself. You breathe. You speak your reset phrase. I said 90. Not when it's easy. Not when I feel like it. Not when it's fun. I said 90. And I meant it. Because the man who wants it easy will never meet the man he's capable of becoming. That future version of you, the disciplined one, the focused one, the unrecognizable one. He's not born in comfort. He's born the moment you refuse to quit. And now you know the path. Now you've seen what's possible. So take a breath, recenter, lock in. You've got 90 days to rewrite everything. Let's get to work. I said 90, not 99 days of effort doesn't change a life. 90 days of relentless, aligned, locked-in execution does. This is the contract you made. Not with the world, not with your followers. With yourself, and that contract, it is non-negotiable. Pain, temporary, discomfort, a signal, it means you're evolving. Resistance, feedback, it means you're doing something new, something your old self can't survive. So don't avoid the pain, use it, let it sharpen you, let it strip away the softness, let it dissolve the excuses, let it kill the fragility. Every time you keep going when you wanted to quit, you gain something money can't buy, self-respect. And that is the root of all confidence. So when the voice says, just skip today, you don't breathe, you don't pause, you reset, you recommit. Say it again. I said 90, not 9, then get back to work. Because there's a moment, if you stay in it long enough, where the effort begins to feel different. The habits, they no longer feel forced. The resistance, it softens. The voice that once said, this is too hard, gets replaced by a deeper truth. This is who I am now. That's not motivation, that's identity. And identity is everything, because repetition forges identity. What you do daily becomes what you believe. And what you believe, it shapes how you move, what you tolerate, how you act when no one's watching. You're no longer checking boxes. You're not dragging yourself through tasks. You're proving something deeper with every rep, every ritual, every quiet act of discipline. You're saying, I'm the kind of person who does this every day without needing to be told. You're not chasing the goal anymore. You've become the person who creates goals, executes them, and exceeds them. Because that's what you do now. This is what Napoleon Hill called autosuggestion. Feeding your mind with the identity you choose until it takes root and becomes your new reality. So this video, this process, it's not something you watch once, it's something you immerse yourself in. You study it, you replay it, you speak it, until your subconscious doesn't just believe it, it becomes it. Because the man who rewires his mind rewires his life. The more you repeat the right words, the more your thoughts shift. Once your thoughts shift, your habits follow, then your actions, then your outcomes, and eventually, your entire identity gets upgraded. Not through hype, through consistency. Because you anchored it, every single day for 90 days. Say it now, I am the builder. I don't wait for conditions, I create them. I'm not hoping for a breakthrough, I'm building it. Loop that in your mind, over and over, until it's louder than the doubt, stronger than the resistance, more real than who you used to be. Because when this ends, you don't go back. You don't finish the 90 days. You emerge, different, sharper, unrecognizable. And the world, it won't be able to deny what you've become, because you won't need to say a word. Your results will speak, louder than any caption ever could. So watch this again, study it. Let it reprogram you, let it burn into your mind, until you're no longer forcing the work, you're breathing it. Because this is how you shift, not with a single decision, but with 90 days of becoming. Let them wonder where you went. Let them assume you gave up, that you fell off, that you lost the fire. Don't explain, don't defend, don't post, just disappear and build. Because what you're building doesn't need their attention. It needs your obsession, not half-hearted effort, not convenient commitment. We're talking all in, focused, locked in, undistracted, every day, every rep, every brick. And when you return, you don't need to say a thing. They'll feel it, in your energy, in your walk. You realize the version of you they once knew doesn't exist anymore. That's what happens when you commit with finality. When you stop negotiating. When you stop chasing and start becoming. You come back, different, quieter, stronger, undeniable. Not because you faked it, but because you earned it. And you let the results do the talking. So if something in you just woke up, if there's a fire in your chest right now, don't let it fade. Don't let it die when this screen goes dark. Commit, lock in, mark the day, build the system, eliminate the noise, and give yourself the chance to meet the version of you that's been waiting on the other side of this war. And if this spoke to your soul, subscribe. This is just the beginning. The next level is waiting. Don't just watch transformation. Live it. Now go. Lock in. Go dark. Come back different.